the same thing. Why does mine look darker?
I know.
It looks like a big black eggplant.
Bum.
Eggplant.
I have a multicultural eggplant.
You have a rainbow eggplant.
Yes.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Gonna clap?
No?
Hold on. What am I doing that it could be heard here? Why could it not be heard here? Oh, because I muted it. Huh? All right.
Oh, did you hear?
And now we're going.
As you can see today, we have big joy energy today. Got that big joy energy.
Hey. We don't know the words.
I was singing Big Lotto.
Okay. Who are you?
I am Luna Lovegood from the Harry Potter series.
Aww. And I'm Jocelyn Schitt from Schitt's Creek.
She was really funny. She was an underrated character.
Yeah,
like she put that little hairstyle. She really did that quite well. This is Add Joy.
Where life plus joy equals satisfaction.
Yes, we are still in our season of kindness and courtesy, which of course I love. What is kindness and courtesy?
Kindness and courtesy is thinking and behaving in a friendly, respectful manner that conveys compassion and avoids causing hurt or inconvenience to yourself or others.
Amen. So you know how we've been doing different types of random acts of kindness or activities of courtesy, things like that. We are going to talk about today, to introduce our topic, small kindnesses we don't even consider. It's a little something you can do if you're trying to increase your kindness and courtesy, right? I want to become kinder. I want to become courteouser. What can you do?
A courtesier.
A courtesier.
I could pick up around the house or tidy up whether I made the mess or not. And not from a place of perfectionism.
Yeah, not because you're OCD and I can't stand to look at it. It's because you're
not because you're
to
judging somebody else. Oh, I guess I'll pick this up since I see you won't do it.
Yeah, let me just help you out with it.
Yeah,
it's kind.
Yep.
Calling someone struggling with health issues and asking how you can help.
Yeah,
even if they don't have anything, sometimes just the question is kind.
Just looking somebody in the face and just saying, "I got you."
If you need anything,
I'm here.
Yeah.
Paying full attention to the child who wants to show you something that probably ain't even that fascinating to you. Baby, when I tell you that children, Mom, look, look.
Mommy, did you like, and then my child will
one
check.
leg.
And, because when I pick her up, like I'm gonna pick her up today, she's gonna start talking. When she gets to her, she's gonna talk all the way home, and I mean like not stop talking. She's gonna not take a breath. It's like she doesn't need air, and then she checks to see if I've been paying attention. She'll be like, "Did you like that story I told Mommy? What part?" She does. What part about it? I like the part where you talk about your science teacher.
The mother for Zuri.
What part?
She got the right one.
What part about the science teaker did you like?
The turtle. Mommy, I didn't mention a turtle.
You go listen to this and you having a test out. You're going to get a quiz. That's real good. That's very courteous and nice. Yes. Right? Bringing your dog to visit someone who's down.
I'm dog sitting right now. I would bring Scooter on screen.
Scooter?
Scooter
she was like, when Scooter's going to be here, I was like, who is Scooter?
Come here, Scooter.
That little dog.
This is Scooter. It's my baby Scooter. So it all worked out. Pamela was going out of town. She needed a dog sitter, but also bringing a dog over it just makes you
does.
feel better. And so as I am sitting here and I am recovering, me and Scooter, we just sit and we cuddle together. And so this is my little baby.
Intensely.
Licks my hand and now Scooter is gonna go away.
He's gonna be upset when he gets down. He'll be like, "Wait a minute, I want to be on the podcast." I have big joy energy.
So Pam, there was your baby.
Small dog. Rubbing lotion on someone without an awkward conversation.
You know when you see somebody ashy, and you just don't talk about it. You ain't got to be like, "Oh, you're ashy." Go on ahead and go in your purse and just get, and you just run.
I remember rubbing lotion into my grandmother's feet, and that was such a ritual moment.
And there you go, and you send them on their way.
It was something that I started to enjoy doing. I do not enjoy feet normally, but she got into a place where she couldn't get to her feet, so her feet was just like. And this is a woman who kept long before people were regularly getting nails and stuff done. I want you to know, very Carsley kept them nails done to the end, just 92 in the nail shop, So her feet looking ashy and stuff like that just wasn't her. I was like, "You're not. This is not you." And I remember just rubbing that in.
That's lovely,
and it just was a kindness to her.
Keeping a space in your home with multiple phone chargers for guests when they walk in the door. People always are looking for a place to just plug in.
Here you go.
This is my little section for
Get
you.
a little cheap ones from the gas station and just set them up.
Yep.
Get them little socks if you want people to take their shoes off. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. So today we are learning how to truly be kind. We can define it and we understand what kindness and courtesy is as a principle, but how do you change your behavior so that you can be kind in real life?
Right. And of course, we know changing your behavior starts in the mind.
Attitude and mindset.
CBT. Right? We are all prisoners to our perceptions and mindsets. If we believe there is value in kindness, we start to make the effort to include it in our behavior. I love that.
Yeah.
Is there value in kindness?
Yeah. So once a thought has formed, you have to follow through and actually go with the kind thought. Sometimes we'll think something and then we think, "Oh, that's silly. I'm not going to do that." If you thought it, you were supposed to do it. If it is kind to someone else, go on ahead and walk right out on that
somebody.
limb.
You were going to give something to someone. Just step on forward with it.
So push beyond the thing that's holding you back from doing it and just go.
All right, being kind requires that you step outside of that kind of scarcity mindset, right? That belief that your resources are limited and that you're unable to provide for yourself and others. This is really like some classic psychology stuff here. When resources are limited, that's how crime goes up, that's how violence goes up. When people think they've been threatened, right, by something. And what we're offering is actually being kind sometimes can end you in surplus. Right? It multiplies in a way that might not be as measurable, right? But if you really are in the constant practice of kindness, anybody I know in the constant practice of kindness is always taken care of.
And you probably won't miss whatever is the thing that you were trying to hold on to.
You know,
it's like that thing of like,
you want to have it.
I can't receive the gift if I'm holding on
to the stuff
so tightly to something else. I got to set that free in order to receive the gift of being kind to others.
Yep.
Yeah. So something to remember, everyone is part of someone's story. Are you the victim? Are you the villain? Or are you the victor? And
that's good.
Who
are you in this story?
Who are you, right? And so the idea of being kind is, can we all be the victor here?
Can nobody be villainizing and victimizing somebody? Can please?
And this idea of we talked a couple weeks ago about it's difficult for people to be kind because we're always trying to get ahead on somebody. We're always trying to I don't want to be the one. I don't want to be the one that gets the wool pulled over my eye, because we're always thinking someone's trying to get us. They're not. They're not. And if you think of it in terms of, I want all of us to win, then nobody has the wool pulled over our eyes. None of us are in here being a victim.
Helps you.
Yes. Thinking about the story, there's always a beginning, a middle, or an end, you have the ability to create someone's happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that means. If it's as simple as as holding the door open for them. What did that do for them? What if this was a person who was somewhere struggling, thinking to themselves, everyone is just so unkind nowadays.
I hate
they don't
life.
do anything kind for other people.
And then
here you are. Can I carry your groceries to the car real quick? Ma'am, you look like you got a lot. I don't have that many. Let me help you. Where you parked at? And now, how did that radically shift this person's understanding of the universe now? Do the kind thing.
Do the kind thing.
Just do
the kind thing. You got to do the kind thing. Do the kind thing. You got to do the kind thing.
Do that kind thing. Do that kind thing.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
So do we make our decisions from places of fear or love? That is always a question. Those are really the two main emotions. Are we loving out here? Or are we fearful out here? Anger and things like that are usually fear-based, right? And oftentimes we keep ourselves from doing the kind thing, right? Because we are considering our fears over the love we could be showing for someone, right? And that's love for yourself. That's love for humanity. That is love for the person in front of us. That is love for just happiness and a happy ending for all, right? And I think we think that the kindness will be taken for weakness, or we will be taken advantage of, or we'll look stupid, or somehow the kindness will backfire. And that is often not the case.
Yeah.
It's usually not the case. Right?
Learn to consider kindness as a donation and not a disruption.
I love that. Yeah.
If someone is on my mind and I'm thinking I should call them, I don't know why we start thinking of all of these things like, oh, but maybe they're busy. Maybe, maybe they don't really want to hear from me right now. They don't really like to talk on the phone. Let me not call. If it's a donation, if you're thinking of it as I am just donating this thing to you, think of it like you are dropping off a package at somebody's house. They don't have to open it right then and there.
What you gonna do with it? I'm gonna give it to you.
Just gonna drop this here
because it frees me to give it to you,
and it's kind.
Being kind means decentering ourselves. We've talked about this a few times, and that's why we are mentioning it again. You all, to truly, truly be walking in genuine kindness, it is going to take us out of kind of our natural individualistic nation, Western hemispheric
which is a good thing.
Tendency, right? To center ourselves in that. When you alluded to the concept, you used the metaphor of this a story, right? Because we are often just thinking about ourselves as like the main character in the story. How does this impact me only, right? We can lose the ability to be kind because we are just so extremely focused on our own experience.
And that is very much an American thing. When you just observe other cultures and the ways that they care for one another, there are whole countries where they don't even bring babies into the establishment. They will go and have dinner and leave babies all in their bassinets outside.
Yep.
Why? Because these babies belong to everyone. A stranger on the street will see a baby crying, will pick it up, hold it, rock it.
Hold your baby while you inside.
Put it back into the bassinet, go on along their way, right? That's a kindness to the mother and the father who were inside wanting to just enjoy a moment of peace. Why don't we do that here?
We can't even take our eyes off the kids because if we turn this way, what is getting ready to happen? It's almost like, and I mean, it's almost like kindness has been demonized. We even elect our political leaders these days. If they're too kind, we can't stand them.
Right.
We want them to be radically violent. We want them to, to hate. We want them to hate.
Because we see that as tough. We see kindness as weakness. And you all, I would encourage you to uncover why that is for you. Like, why is it that you think, why do you think that it is unkind to let the person in on the freeway? Why do you think it's unkind to hold the elevator door as it's closing and you see somebody running to it?
Yeah. Like, why do you think that's weak, though? You know what I mean? Like, why do you think that just besmirches your toughness and your character?
Yeah.
That's it's interesting that we've built this identity around that. And I think that has robbed us of our ability to just be good. And we see it sometimes kind of pop up in natural disasters and things like that. What we're talking about is not waiting till Hurricane Katrina
we wait
or something
until,
to do it.
until people are losing lives. We could have saved lives long before that.
Long before that.
Imagine if you could consider the people who take their own lives and how different their trajectory would have been if there had just been random acts of kindness for them. You never know. And that's the thing. Why do we have to wait until I'm solving a problem? I'm, trying to make sure that something tragic doesn't happen. Why can't this just be what we do every day of our lives?
You could be kind today. And I think that's an important point too, is that we just have to just start. Like, I think we think like, am I too old? And I haven't been living that way. And what I'm saying? No problem. Tomorrow we're gonna be kind. Let's just start.
Yeah.
Just begin.
And if all else fails, surround yourself with people who contribute to your moral compass. It not only helps to watch how they treat others, but you also admire this person. So you care about disappointing them.
They can help you hold that kindness standard. You know what I mean? You start getting a little touchy with the wait staff at the Applebee's. When you're in the company of someone who's like, you know what, this is probably a really tough shift. I don't think anybody else is here. In fact, not only should we not be upset at her, we probably need to give her a better tip.
There are certain things you won't do in front of certain people. And there's a reason. It's because, one, you may not want to disappoint them, but it's also because of what their character looks
their standard.
like. Right? And that's the thing. Don't only consider that when you're sitting across from them at a table. Imagine them being there with you all throughout your day.
Because you're there with you. You're there with you. It's a nice feeling at the end of the day to know you've been kind and you've been courteous to someone. Do you lay at the end of the day? Yeah, I cuss them folks smooth out.
Why are we happy about that?
Good for me. I made sure he didn't get in front of me, and it caused the accident too. Okay. Is that what we're celebrating?
That shouldn't be your default. Every now and then we might have a moment. That should not be what people know you for. In fact, people should be like, well, that's really out of character. She must really be mad. Because, that's not who she is. She's really kind most of the time. Something must have really gone awry.
Yeah. Let that be said about you.
Yeah.
Let that be part of
you
the
want that
legacy
to be said about you. I don't know why we do this also, especially in our community where we teach our girls to have the attitude
just
and
be
to
hell on wheels
and just
why?
to snap their necks and roll their eyes. And
I'm the type of person who how are you about to finish that sentence? Why?
I would like to press us to. Because also, I'm sure that came from a place of survival.
Adaptive, yeah.
Right. I'm sure that came from, we needed to protect ourselves. Great. I'm saying that we're beyond that. I'm saying that and also, I'm going to take another way for us to adapt and another way for us to protect ourselves, kill them with kindness.
We've never thought of that as a strategy for winning. Like we
did in the civil rights movement, though. Yeah. We did, and it worked.
And then we got people who be like, "I'm not my ancestors" or whatever that foolishness that people talk about. You were right.
You're right
because you
wouldn't be able to do half of what they did.
You don't have 1 million.
I was listening
to. You aren't them. We know this.
What's the sister with the she does the parking lot.
Oh, our Spelman sister.
Lene Vinay. So she had an event Friday night, and we went to that, and we saw her speak live. And she said just that. She said, people be talking about I ain't my ancestors. You're right. because you would not have walked to
Never.
work for 384 days instead of riding
To
the
boycott.
bus.
Listen, you would have thought
You
you'd have
would not have
boycotted for
done
an
that.
hour.
You couldn't do it. But there was a whole season where when they would put dogs on us, when they would hose us down, when they would slap us, fight us, and I understand, we decided that we were going to roll with Malcolm instead of Martin. However, what Malcolm told us to do worked.
Both of them. What both of them.
You know
told
what
us
I'm
to
saying?
do.
And so we have to understand that there's a place for kindness and that it doesn't make us weak. It makes us human. It makes us care about humanity.
And you were using an example about kind of like these adversive. We turn it on people we love. You don't want to be kind to your children. You know what I'm saying? Like not the racists who are like chasing you with a dog. Yeah. I'm talking about like you don't be kind to your spouse.
Yeah. We do. Why do we do that? We like withhold our kindness from people as
we
if
just let people know
they're getting over.
I'm not to be played with.
I'm not to be played with.
Right.
Why? How does that serve you? How's that working out for you, buddy?
How is that?
Tell me about it.
You'll be angry and alone, and then will swear they love that.
Angry and
no, you don't.
Alone.
You don't like to be angry and alone. Kindness would have had. You would have had a community. You'd have people with you. And
the only way you can build that community is if you've been kind to them at some point so that they show up when you need. You don't even have people you can pull on because you're so stuck in this idea. I don't want nobody to think they can get over on me. Okay, where are your people at when you need them? You ain't got none.
You
ain't got none.
Come on, folk. We gotta let that go.
Yeah. There's no joy in, I don't want nobody to think that they're getting over it. There's no joy.
There's no joy there. And we have to deconstruct that armor. We are acknowledging that has been an adaptive place, from which that's hailed. But let's try to live optimally now. Yeah. Remember, we're not trying to be in survival mode. Where it's like, I wonder if somebody I'm going to shake people.
Thrival
We're trying to be in thrival.
Yeah.
And so you can't thrive with that kind of mindset that somebody's going to give me, I'm shake them before they shake me. Are we on a prison yard? If you are not currently in prison, that is not, you do not need to have that, ideology for you to go teach the second grade. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, relax. Relax yourself. Yeah. So we don't have a Joy Journal story, right? But I have a shout out of somebody who I think is who's extraordinarily kind, and we went to a Spellman Moms event, and she did what she does, right? She is also named Kanika. She is a Kanika as well. In the midst of being attorney, she is a mom, and she does a million things. She heads up a nonprofit that looks out for mothers who are in need. She has recently,
not just mothers in need. I mean, she announced that they will do for Spellmanites in general.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't have to be part of the group.
Part of the group. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she takes care of folks who are just, she really organizes this well. So it takes a lot of organization to get like donations and to make sure that you're vetting the sources, and, if somebody needs rent paid or that they're escaping an abusive relationship or something like that. And it just, that you can just refer people to her and they can just be covered. Mm-hmm. And she just does it because there is no payment. There's no party that gets thrown. We should change that. You know what I'm saying? She just does it because it's kind.
I don't even know that she'd let you, though.
Yeah, probably. She's had her own, health challenges. She is a survivor of cancer herself. I mean, she just and in the midst of that, never lets that fall, right? Never lets that fall. So I think she's such a beacon of kindness, right? She thinks about what people need and she puts together resources and to care for folks.
I think we really need to clarify, we're not just talking about small numbers here. This year alone, she raised $70,000 for for this. This is something that started just a few short years ago. And she has ever since been like, if you want to give to it, y'all, here's a Cash App. And so many people at this point just give to it like it's a bill every month, just here.
But her transparency and the way that she presents the information, like, this is it. I'm showing you this. This is a sister whose gas is going to be turned off. These kids will be in the car. Like she is, but that takes time. Yeah. That takes time out of her, out of her own, personal life. And she does that because. She does that because, and
she
that
asks no
is just
questions.
kindness.
She just asks no question. She's just like, just tell me what they need. Let me go verify it, and the check is written. Yeah, and so she's really a good person, especially because of what she's been going through in her own personal life.
Right, to not skip a beat. People to still be able to, when somebody's so kind, you can depend on it. I depend on the kindness. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I can depend on this kindness.
You know them to be that person. Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Kanika.
Yes. All right. So on that note. Ha ha ha!